Final hour of trading in the week, in fact. It's Friday, guys. Welcome back to the close. Here we go. Look at how things stand. Pretty negative right across the board. Still wrapping up the week to the downside here. The S&P, the Dow, and the NASDAQ all in the red. We have Brazil leading the way, down 1.2%. Crude oil with a bounce back day today. We had both Bitcoin and Ethereum in negative territory as well. Lots to discuss, though, guys, heading into the weekend.
Yes, sir. It is Friday. We've got Power Hour. We've got Affirm, which is going to be the trade of the day. We've got IronNet. I'm not even saying what the news is this morning on IronNet. You can look it up if you want, but this stock actually moving in the afternoon. Some movers on board. The market, though, we're just barely down on the NASDAQ here, Sean, after what looked like a good bounce. I mean, Apple crashed the market, and then the bounce looked pretty good, and now we're back at the lows.
Yeah, I mean, we started up 0.5%. Welcome, guys, to the fastest 59 minutes now on YouTube. Yeah, kind of a silly day here for Affirm. I mean, I cannot believe the move that this name had, and it looks so bad here when you're looking at the chart because, you know, never ever did a $5 or $6 winner, you know, look so bad. So we took the long there, and you know where we got out. We'll talk about that and how we missed this whole move. Really, I mean, this was the part right here. Once you took out this pre-market high, it was off to the races. You had to like just absorb that little wick there, and you might have even got out, but it bounces right there again off VWAP, and we talked about that, and then it's that second break. So you get that test, and then you get the retest on these lows, and then it's this second break there that should have been long, but right now we'll test a little bit of a short play here. We were about a buck or so in the money. We didn't take it, so I still think Affirm. We'll take one piece out here if it comes to 123. That'd be pretty nice, and again, you can draw lines all you want here, but you know, there's a spot right there. Goes back to here as well and here. So a couple dip spots there. We'll see if it can break. And then if we're lucky enough to get 119, then that would be nice. But we'll see what Affirm wants to do at the end of the day here. And then looking at 127 break, I mean, that's 126.50. So you can use that as your breaking spot as well. So, hey, look, I'm super excited. We'll see where it goes from here. But that's Affirm. And nothing else on board right now but a few things that we are looking at.
Yeah, we're not often we're in the same position, but if you look at my chart, Affirm didn't actually halt. I'm just going to apologize in advance. I have a bit of on my side, a bit of a data. It was Affirm as a chart. So I have this like data thing between like 1:32 and like 2 o'clock. So there's that gap there. The first time it came through, I took some out at 1:23. I'll do the same again. Because I like punishing myself, and if you guys watch the morning show, you know I was like lamenting how frustrating a day it was for me. This is my worst stock because I had a short, and that. I mean, it looked okay at one point, then it stopped out. I'm like, yeah, let's reverse. It's going to go. It broke 15. I usually scalp breakouts. If I like a stock to the short side, I'm always scalping a reversal. I don't. I let it go 15 to 15.50, take absolutely nothing in terms of profit, and then get stopped out on the way back in. I then short a break at 75. It holds my stop level, so I short the same price again. It holds the lower high, so just before we came on, I shorted again in this consolidation. All of it right here at 75, 76. It just won't go. I got one out here at 40 because I said I might as well start scalping this if it's not going to break more than 25 to 30 cents. That's why we got back in. So just these two shorts. And then I want to go back to this what did I say was IronNet?
iRobot. No, IRNT.
IRNT, which is on the New York, I guess. I don't know why I just typed in NASDAQ. Just this one's starting to run in the afternoon. This afternoon, it got up to like 22 bucks and came back in. It was up at 39 a couple of days ago. It already had one halt, so it could go again. Berendo.
Yeah, that was that crazy day we had those Russian stocks going nuts, the steel ones. I wanted to mention this one, guys. CEI, Camber Energy. Because we're day number, I don't know, 6 or 7 to the upside here. We're back to 160, 175. I mean, this looks like a whole bunch of nothing today. Give you a move at the open, but the real story, we're approaching 350 million shares on the day for CEI. So top of the volume list by far.
Wow, a third of a bill, 350 million.
You know who's making money on CEI today?
Not me, or you.
The ATSs are making the money.
Oh, wow, yeah, anytime you get that kind of, and that's the thing, always invest in NDAQ. You can just invest in NASDAQ if you want. You want to talk about some NASDAQ here? Let's do this right now. Oh, I thought that was noise. That was just you with the chair. I was like, what the hell was that? Okay, right here. So this happened early. We tweeted it out. It was live on the Memes and Movers show. The judge issues the injunction restricting various Apple activity, right, towards app developers. So when I saw that, and then we saw sort of the action that happened in Apple, I was able to right away get out of some of my longer term holdings. I tweeted this out. We took it out, and the reason why is, I mean, I only trimmed 25%, but still, I mean, I was nervous. I didn't want to hit the sell button, to be honest with you, but I did. And again, so I was about at 152, and you're going to see Apple right now. You could timestamp it. It was 11:30 when I put it out. You can see the chart here, and here's about 11:30 right here. So yeah, it was, I think it might have been a 152 break. I mean, I use stop orders the same way I do here on the show, and I do in my account as well. But there it goes. So it cracks that. We made a low of 148. I think, and again, what I was talking about with Apple here was basically that, you know, Apple's had in this big run, I think it's in the last 3 years, they've had 25% pullbacks, something like that. I mean, obviously you're going to get, you know, numbers from COVID and things like that that are going to sway and make that look a little bit less accurate. But I mean, even right here, right, at one point, this was an all-time high for Apple. This is January 2021. You know, that was an all-time high. And then look where we retraced all the way back down to 116, right? You make another move right back here in April, which is not even that long ago, 137, back down to 122. And then right here, we've been consolidation, breaks out, makes a new high. So, I mean, what my logic is, I think we can trade back down to 142, especially if September is going to be a bad month for the markets. Apple's going to follow that. And now there's reasons to sell Apple. I still think that the tailwinds behind Apple are huge. But when you get news like this and they're the App Store, and I was telling this to Brendan, I don't think Neil was here, but I was just saying that I think that there's going to be downgrades coming maybe on Monday. You know, when people forward look at their earnings and their earnings potential, you know, if they do have to get rid of some of that percentage or figure out, you know, listings in the App Store, I just think Apple to the downside. So I sold it, and we could buy it back now, but we'll wait a little bit, and we'll look for, and I could miss it. I could miss the trade. There's no doubt about that. But if we can get back down to like 145, maybe I nibble a bit, and then back down here to 140, we'll nibble again. So I like Apple, and we'll see where we go from here. But I did trim some of that position, just letting you guys know.
One thing you can always do with like an Apple is like you can always trim, like if it's one of those types of names, and then just sort of nibble at the index as it starts to come to the downside, and that way you're always capturing a piece because they're a big part of it. So anyways, I took some of the Affirm out here, again, at essentially the same price, like 123.50, the same time we got last time. But 124.25 has this 30,000 share order that just popped up on the bid here. That's why it seems to be stalling out a little bit. It just made a bit of a pop, and then is now holding right up here at that 125. So every time it falls down, it bounces off 123.50, almost like a dime. And it did get through it once, and that's when I re-entered the short position. But it really needs to start chewing through these bids. IC just can't seem to do anything. It's just ridiculous. And I wanted to get to support because they had the vote, and there you go. They had the vote. It wasn't really doing much, and then this happened. It was a complete and utter wipeout, like top, like on volume, broke the highs, and then it just flushed everybody out. It was really, really ugly. Downward halt. Actually ended up reopening flat. I shorted that pop. And then this is on memes and actually during memes and movers when Trader Prab was talking about it, I was like yelling out, I'm getting more short because I shorted the top here 23.50 a couple times and then shorted the break, both the halt price and the break of 21.85. Probably got greedy looking a gift horse in the mouth because I left some on that we broke out at break even here to be stopped. It's since done absolutely nothing but slide into the downside. So going absolutely sideways, down 16%, a case of a sell the news kind of event if I've ever seen one. Always worth noting, when in doubt, zoom out. I mean, support's obviously made a gigantic move there. You can see on the daily chart. But holding well above, these bottoms here, like that 20 level and even that 17. So there's some, I want to say, positive signs for it. That last breakdown was probably pretty aggressive. I thought when it got through this level here, 21.50, it would absolutely flush. I was expecting it to get down to the $20 level. Clearly that hasn't happened. That could still be on tap as it continues to fall.
Yeah, we're gonna try to cheer this one on here if we can get Affirm to get back down. I mean, this keeps bouncing off that level Neil's talking about, 123.50. I mean, over and over and over again. Like, I don't know what's going on, but there's 123.50 there again, and just right now again. So I'm waiting right here at these bottoms, 123.20. But why am I even doing that and worrying about it? Worrying about 20 cents. We have $1 in the money right now. We can just get it out and then we'll worry about the big drop that's going to come soon. So we'll probably change that up, but I'm right now bidding at 123.05. So if that does come through, then you'll see me. But no point in not doing this right here. Maybe 123. We just bounced again, man. 123.50. So we can put a piece on there. Our day's been huge today, so you know, to hold this for one couple more pennies doesn't really make a difference. We can just, all we're doing right now is let's just go, oh my God.
Oh my God.
And we'll just keep stacking the cash, but here it comes right now down 123 and change. Good spot to get out. Maybe I'll cancel my 05 and just take this bid now.
Yeah, of course. You said the oh my God. You might have heard me say oh my goodness underneath my breath, because there was a wipeout candle in IRNT, which might have suckered me into jumping into the short here, as it did. I mean, that's not too dissimilar from these other ones you see. We're smacked down at 22.50, comes and gets me in here at 21.90. I mean, the high of the day here is at 22.50, so it kind of gives you an obvious stop out price, but that could have been just an absolute like sucker's move there that I got pulled into. If it takes out the high, I'll grab out of it. I could have had this maybe at 22.25. Instead, I got this. I'm probably going to risk at least like 75, 80 cents, if not a buck, on IRNT, which just absolutely faked me out. And then now it breaks and falls out for firm. Yeah. You just take some 50s out and went, yeah, it's evens.
That's okay. Took out some 50s there and it drops right. I mean, look at this, guys. It drops right to where we were. Like 123.05 is right where I was sitting. So we'd have got filled there easily, of course, as now it's printing through it. So, there. Now I got 123 on the offer. Okay, let's go. Now we've got a big one, man. We'll drop some grenades on a firm because we're just absolutely beat this one down today, man. Like we had these, I mean, we only have a few trades. I wish we had longer trades, but we have a 107 print long, and then we have these nice shorts right now, and it looks like it wants to go 122.50. We talked about some other levels right in here, 121, 120. Things like that. And again, you know, trade your own style. We saw some levels here, and I've been burned with Asana and PayPal. I mean, just recently, not burned. I mean, we made great trades on those trades as well, those stocks as well. But, you know, not taking out key levels, no idea. I mean, we didn't think a firm would do this. A firm popped what? 60% the day the Amazon news came out, like literally, like from $60 to $90 there. So 60% the day that news came out. And then now another 35% for a firm, well, 33% for a firm. So I think we're right here on the short, and we'll see how far down this one wants to go. But Brendan's waiting. What's up?
So when we got that Apple decision, guys, with the Epic Games judge ruling, there was a bunch of stocks that popped up in the other direction. Just on the anticipation that they stand to benefit from any kind of possible change that comes in the App Store. One of those was Match Group, MTCH, spokesperson making more comments, kind of jumping on the bandwagon here, talking about the U.S. Congress and lawmakers should follow South Korea in opening up in-app payments in the App Store. I read that 70% of revenue in the App Store comes from in-game purchases. That's very high. So if you look at MTCH, guys, it has come off, obviously, but another one, I mean, you can look at Bumble, you can look at Spotify, all of these stocks looking very similar, but interesting comments there from Match Group, guys.
And that's why he's the GOAT. Brendan is, of course. I'm going to get on the bid in front of 121.50 on a firm, but there was someone just said in the chat, SESN, is it halted? No, and I'll show you. I know it's not moving. We say barcoding a lot, Sean, and sometimes there's just a better example, and this is barcoding. SESN has not moved more than 1/10 of a cent for, I don't know, like a couple of hours, and most of it is just because of this battle right here. It's just someone sitting on the offer, stacking it up. So yeah, just because the stock isn't moving doesn't mean it's actually halted. You can always go to NASDAQtrader.com, guys, and look at the trade halts page, and you'll actually see if there's halts. The last one today, this is weird. It's the first time, I can't remember the last time there wasn't a halt after lunchtime, ever. And supports halt is the last one I've seen all day long. This IRNT, which I'm calling a trap, although I guess it's not bad yet. It's more how I got into it and like the price that I ended up catching on IRNT that had me miffed, because could have easily gotten a much better price off of that high of the day. It is sort of coming back in here, and that looked like a absolute like pullback candle. off of the high, tries making a new high, fails at a nice round number at 2250, which you always like, and then just starts flushing. I took this one at 90s, like I just said. It's right back to flat. Now I'm sitting right in here around this 2130, right in front of that peak. I would definitely take the rest out in front of like 2175, 2180 or so. So just got that one locked and loaded. IC is still not really moving. I mean, like, I'm probably just gonna get back on the bid at 1340 because it just feels like the algos are all over this, and it doesn't really want to move more than 20 to 30 cents at a time anyway. So if that's all you're going to get, then that's what should be taken. Hopefully we find something that moves a little bit more. I see people talking about root in the chat, and it's been like this all week, where there's been like really small squeezes on that stock. Candidly speaking, I said like a million times I probably prefer Lemonade better, and at some point maybe these guys are going to be worth it for, I guess, a long-term shot play. Come on, you can load up. But it's really not doing much of anything. Flat on the session. On the last couple of days, really only up like $1, $1.50, but it has been getting off the lows. And it's like it always has had a ridiculous short interest. And if you look at this thing breaking through like 715, 720, whatever you want to call it, this little cluster here, that's when it could get interesting. It's about 10% away from that. Ooh, I should hit this one. We'll go fist bump because I complained about IRNT being a trap. Maybe it's not a trap. Is it just spiked down? Yeah, that was me getting some out here at 2130. If I got this one and this is the top, I'm probably going to get it. Like I said, I'm not waiting around for VWAP. I want to get it all out around that 2075 mark. Been entirely too strong. It's also going to have this breakout price. Here you got that pre-market, you got the morning high, I should call it afternoon high, 2040, that I would expect to be some cover as well. And the fact that it snapped right back up after that last drop, like fortunate enough to be sitting on the bid there. Let's see if it can't get down again. I'm unlikely to average into it at this point. I don't like battling a stock that's testing highs like this, like 2-3 times. Usually that ends up being trouble. And volume has been picking up pretty big on this. Remember, it went to like $39 a couple of days ago. You don't need that happening to you and throwing away profit.
We go boom, because right now Affirm, man, starting to get a little spicy here. Now $3 in the money on this AFRM trade. So yeah, we just tweeted it out, man. Long in the morning, short in the afternoon. Why not? Friday afternoon. Let's get going. Another name here, Peloton. That would have been a good play as well. Up that 10% there, apparel line, so on and so forth. We've talked about this earlier, but that's a nice little level there. And again, it's just about this move. I love Peloton. And if you guys remember, a couple days ago, actually it was yesterday with Arun, we talked about this move here on Peloton before this happened. It was down here. It was sub $100, and then we just took off. And I was talking about the fact that they can price whatever they want, these bikes. I think people are going to buy them. So, I mean, right up to the upside there. With Christmas season coming, if you're long anywhere down where we talked about at 100, I mean, I think you take 125 and you could probably get that next week, maybe 122 in here, something like that. So, I mean, I like Peloton right now. So I think you take that, and it's definitely worth it there for that. Wow, Apple's still 149.50. What is the low of the day here on Apple? I'm wondering if this gets...
Apple. No, I love Apple, but like I was trying to bottom pick on Apple that entire move to the downside, and at one point, just like I actually had it good, and then decided not to really take it all out when I had the 150 long off of 150 the first time, and of course you're trading now at 149.5. It got down to 148.5 though.
You had that good, yeah. No, that was definitely, guys, definitely a tough trade there on Apple. I mean, you can't be faulted for trying to defend this 150 area. And then it came right back to 150.50 a couple times. So that's a pretty cool level there. You're not going to see Apple down 3% too much. But today, I believe there's good reason, and that's why we have talked about that a few times now. You know, let's just go over and look at CEI. I mean, this is that a quarter of a billion, third of a billion shares that they've done today. You know, to me, like, I know there's a lot of traders here at Day Trade the World that probably would have smoked this one. But again, like, I don't see many levels on CEI here. I wish I did. These names on 354 million shares, like, if you're trading 500 shares, you just add a 0 to that. You trade 5,000 shares today because you do have that volume and the ability to get in and out. So that's what I mean. I think there's been a lot of opportunity to scalp this back and forth, sit on the proper gateways, even take some dark pools, things like that. But for me, like, as a runner, I don't really see anything there. So it's not that we're ignoring some of these names. It's just if we don't really see it, then I'm not I can't step into something that I don't see. So, well, you can. I just don't advise it. What about Hippo here?
You really should.
Yeah.
I just took Hippo off my quote board, I thought.
Okay, well,
for some reason
I put it back on. HIPO.
No, I didn't.
let's just see what we're doing. It's down 18% now today and just starting to fall right now. So this is Hippo Holdings. Nice move off that bottom. Ugh. Yeah. Oh, this is a SPAC. Is this a SPAC?
Gotta be. Look at the daily.
I was going to say, that's what made me think this was a SPAC. Oh, come on. That's not the right chart, is it? Anyways, we fell. It's not going back far enough. But we fell here. This was $10. That's what makes me think it's a SPAC, because you get your money in at 10, but you get your money back. So that's why I don't understand what's going on. Maybe they did announce a deal that they made that's no good. So yeah, Hippo right now, we'll wait to see some more information on that one, but it looks like it's going to take out right now that 550 level that we bounced off of to 540 before, but that's a nice move down on HIPO. So either you take out this 51 back to the high side, or we punch this one short, but you're not going to be able to because it's SSR down 20.
Oh, what the? Sorry. Apologies for that. That was an IC. Remember I was complaining about IC not moving? It's moving.
IC. Oh, I see. I see.
I'm just going to let this chart. I'm going to let this chart speak for itself, because this, I literally have my stop order just above this 40 level here on that short. IC just spiked up from 1370 to 1420 before I could even do anything. It's now back at like 1360. Except what I should do is throw a bid here at like, if I can get out at like 1340, which I said I'd do the first time, just get back on the bid down here, because this is crazy. If it's going to do a capitulation push like this has to be the time that it flushes. Like, look at this chart.
Oh my God.
If it's not going to go down now, it's never going down ever. Well, I mean.
Ever. Did you guys hear that?
Okay, I obviously don't mean ever. I just.
Ever.
You know what I mean.
That's like what my kids say. Dad, but you said like, we'll never ever do that.
Or like literally.
But we're doing it. And then, yeah, that's their new favorite. Well, not new favorite. What's their favorite word? Literally, Dad. Like literally? Yeah, literally, son. Okay, we're going to go up to the upside now. Hopefully back to the downside on a firm, as right now we're crack-a-lacking on that one. Hopefully this gets right down to these levels again, 119, 118. Now I'm going to put a bid right here. If we can get 120s, man, that's only $2 from now. I don't even know if we'll take that right here, because look at the time. We still have a lot of time to go here. It's 3, you can see it on the bottom there, 3:20 only. So there's still a lot of time for this to work its magic. I mean, I think that would be a pretty sweet fill if we can get anything around here. So I think we should maybe try a 120. If it completely falls apart, then hey, that is what it is. You can see how we missed a long opportunity here, but still, Affirm's still my #1 stock, and all we're really doing right now is dropping these grenades and also,
What's with the grenades?
I don't know, I like it. We're throwing grenades around. And then also stacking up that cash right now, because Affirm now $3 in the money on that trade. And again,
It's like a Jersey Shore thing, isn't it?
Bombs?
Grenades.
Oh, grenades. Oh, yeah, I think, isn't a grenade like a girl or something?
Well, I'm not going to get into what it actually means. Whatever. But
you're the big Jersey Shore guy. So.
Oh, come on. Just to clarify something, because I'm talking about Jersey Shore, I would never have watched that show if it were not for Sean, and he knows that to be true. But then I got hooked into it because of Sean. It's true. I never watched it, and then you're like, yeah, it's pretty.
Well, we used to watch it in our own office sometimes, and then that was a fun show. Jersey Shore now, Neil. Our viewers.
When the market gets slow, you got to put something on.
Jersey Shore's like 20 years old now, I think.
No, it's not.
Maybe it's 12. I don't know. It's not 20, but those of you know the situation was in some problems there. He had a little situation of his own there with the tax man there. So what's up to? I think his name is Mike. The situation there, and Snooki.
Yeah.
She has a baby. I know that much.
All things I don't, but I got hooked in the show for a couple of seasons.
I think the other one, Jay Wow, was another one there. So I don't know.
Speaking of wows, oh god, we had a key for this.
Wow.
It's a trading show. So by the way, Affirm did get to 121.50, so that's good. It still continues to fall to the downside.
GTL, baby.
I'm thinking at this point, if it breaks 120, I mean, who knows? Like maybe imbalances come out. Let's see if we. I almost want to hold this one until 350. Let's just say up this much. Let's see if we give it a chance to actually really roll over. There's definitely got to be some more room to the downside, especially as strong as it's been, because like Sean mentioned. It's not just the earnings move. It's also the straight up near double up from the Amazon news, right? Like this thing was not left for dead, but just barcoding for a while, and then you've had almost this double up. I think it possibly has another leg to it. For those of you watching support, it's close, but has not broken that low. I'm not sure there's going to be a trade there. It's running out of time, and the volume is just not picking up at all. And then the same thing with this short I got on IRNT. This could be. I always do NASDAQ. Man, it's a New York stock, Neil. I figure it out. There we go. IRNT.
Get your shit together.
We'll go to the 15-minute here so you guys can see. One of the reasons why I don't want to give this past the high of the day is look what happened. If it breaks this price, it's probably clear runway to at least 23. Yeah, I don't need any part of getting too dangerously addicted to that short. It's definitely come right back into that 22 where I am short, and it's one of the strongest stocks that I've been able to find this afternoon. A lot of things coming off of their highs. IRNT looking like it wants to take out the top, so I will not let it take out the top without me covering.
Let's go, man. Yeah, I'm getting a lot. Yeah, it's a terrible show. A lot of people talking here. Yeah, Jim Tan Laundry. So GTL there. Yeah, Jim Tan Trade.
I knew we'd get hate for that.
Jim Trade Laundry. There you go, GTL. Okay, let's go. So we're just looking at that one. The only name we have on right here is going to be that AFRM. But I mean, right now we're just enjoying our Fridays, as you can see. Let's talk a little bit about Bitcoin and/or Ethereum here, as we have the 1-minute chart back up right now. Nice move off those bottoms, 3,200. You know, I think that if you're looking to pick some up and maybe you're not in, you know, crypto yet, that's twice we've bounced off 3,200. So if you want to get into a starter position, I mean, even right now at 3,300, and again, I'm not going to say put in this much, put in that much. You trade it however, whatever amount you're comfortable with. I would never put enough money into crypto that you can't, you know. Someone, I mean, this guy's a genius. There was a guy about, what is it, 2 years ago, something, he sold everything and put everything into Bitcoin. He's very famous. I think he's called the Bitcoin Dad or something, and moved his whole family. And now he has, I don't know how much money, but great move there. I just think right now Bitcoin and crypto is going to be very volatile. Yeah. And I still think that you need to put 5% or so into your portfolio there to trade something anyways. I mean, the risks versus return on that is quite large in both directions, Brendan.
There was a, just reading about airlines, guys. We were talking earlier this morning about how travel names were back to the downside today. JP Morgan out this morning with a pretty negative note regarding the Delta variant specifically and how it could delay the recovery for some of these. Yeah, American, 5.5% today. It's at day lows. Volume coming in right now on the sell side has completely erased yesterday's rally, and then some. We're testing lows again for AAL.
Yeah. So someone's just, I see you, Luis Valencia there saying, right now, good entry point for Apple. Look, getting to that 149, that'll be a higher low off that 148.50, but just so you can see what's happening overall, that's still Apple, in the overall market, NASDAQ just broke through and is continuing down through, not just the current low, but you know, sort of go back all the way to 31st. Last time we had the pullback, it's making a new range to the downside. You've got the ES here, and I know I'm not a room, but some of these are sort of obvious. You got the ES, which is probably about 15-20 points away from that same support around the same time. So you're really banking on the NASDAQ bouncing off of 15,000 and I think maybe catching a bid on the ES here. You can always just trade the futures. I'm not going to be doing any of that because that's not how I roll. But just keep in mind what the overall market is doing on this Friday. Sort of in addition to what you're seeing in Apple. Yes, it looks pretty saucy in Apple at these levels. I would agree with you, but I'm not going to be jumping in front of that sword. Not with about 30 minutes to go. I should have reversed an IRNT. I don't know, man. Like and I just typed in NASDAQ again. But yeah, sometimes I just got to go long on these. It took out the top. I even just said I'm not going to mess around holding on to it past the high of the day because it has runway to 23.5. It just broke the top and it went to 23.41. So there you go. Every now and then, if you see me in a short that I'm scared of, maybe it just means it's a really good long. I don't know.
Yeah,
it seems obvious.
I'm down with making sense with that. I'm almost thinking about getting out of a firm here. I mean, this is $4 in the money. You know, well, it was when it was down here to 121 and change. You could get the closing print.
No, I'm kidding.
No, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean, the momentum's definitely to the downside here. We are starting to make, you know, lower highs. I mean, we're starting to base out there. So, yeah, maybe we are trying to reverse out a little bit here on this name. But, again, you know, if I didn't take some out there, then I wouldn't be worried about what to do now. But that was a nice little dollar win there, so a little bit more than that. So now we'll wait to see where it goes from here. But there's a firm now taking it out. So that probably would have been good. 122, not a horrible out there for AFRM. I think we could probably just do that, put the $3 in our pocket. We only have a half hour left, right? So, hey, take this win. We'll see where we go from here. But yeah, 122 and change.
Or
yeah,
hold it.
Or you could just hold it.
Yeah, we could just hold it. Yeah, we could hold it. Hold it.
I haven't had a really good reason to use that.
I've never even seen that before. So okay, that seems like a little
why,
to me actually.
What?
Hold it. Like you're like, do it again.
Hold it.
Oh, no, it's okay. You're smiling.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's okay. All right. So back down to 120. I mean,
Doesn't really look like me, though.
I know you're holding it, but 120, 157, maybe. I might just put something here. And then if we do continue to go downside, we can re-look at that. But AFRM, well, I mean, we'll see. It's getting to the point now where I was debating it, but we're well in the money now. So, you know, over $3 in the money, like we said.
And the market's falling, man.
The market's falling, yeah. I mean, we're okay here. I don't know if it's just going to follow the market. Look at AMC today, guys. Another big trade for me. Wow, AMC just falling right now, actually, down to 50 again. Let's check out what happened earlier on, though. If we zoom this back out, we were long at 49 early, then we took a 49.50 break, got that out at 50.70 there for a nice win on that name. But as you can see, you know, there's the fade right now coming back in. Good long opportunities, maybe right here, 50 and a quarter. So that could be a good possibility. It's just, I'm nervous again into a Friday. We've had a big run up for AMC. You know, are some of the whales or some of the, you know, not the apes, because I know apes aren't selling, right? But are there people right now that
look at the GameStop?
Yeah, just seen a huge run in the last 2 weeks, basically just even this week from 40 to 50, right? The last month, you've seen a 30 to 50. So this could be a spot to take some profits out. I will test her one more time though. 50 and a quarter, let's put a bid there and see what we can do with AMC, and we'll see if that one can go to the moon.
Okay, you guys are going to, I don't want any hate for this one, but Ken H, good luck. I mean, you were just talking AMC. Usually the first inclination I have when you see an AMC move like that is to pull up GameStop and see what's happening. And yeah, it's right at 190. Low of the day, 190. Morning low, 190. The bid is 190.04. You can probably guess what I'm sort of getting at here is if 190 breaks, I mean, with only 25 minutes to go, it's a scalp trade altogether. It's like hit the short, you know, try to get the fill, of course, by taking not a market order, but an aggressive limit order. See if we can't get the short, just on a momentum play. And if it goes like a buck, it goes a buck. If it goes 50 cents, it goes 50 cents. That's the way I want to be able to play it here. It is a low of the day break. So like, it's one of those things that like, if you give it, like I'm not sitting here, oh, I'm shorting it on 190 and giving it to 193 because I want it to go to 180. You know, there's not enough time for that kind of a trade. It's got to go right away. If I don't get out in the first few seconds, I'll probably only give it back like $1 or so. So let's see what happens. If it hasn't broken in the next 10 or 15 minutes, I might take the trade off altogether. Speaking of things breaking lows, it looks like support on no volume is trying to get back below 2150. Low of the day is closer to 21 there. That's SSR, so you probably can't even hit that bid. And IRNT, my goodness, if the market is falling, this is the only thing that looks strong. Like I said, probably was worth a reverse. Clearly I'm not long. I got to see if there's a level to the upside that I like on this, because this thing is absolutely starting to go, and I see nothing but air to the upside.
Man, that 122 was a good call there. We should have just got out at 122 there on a firm. Still a little bit of time, so we'll try to let it go here and see what happens. But right now, AFRM, damn it, on the way back to the upside. Good thing that bottle of wine that the wife wants is only $8.75. But I mean, we can afford a lot of those bottles after today. You know, there would have been a couple more bottles there, maybe a couple cases, to be honest with you, if we took that 122, but it'll come back in. What's up, Brando?
I may get 2 tonight of those bottles. I know. Kroger, guys. Yeah, the market accelerating day lows here. Kroger just rolling over, popping up on volume back to the downside. Still down, yeah, 7.25% off of earnings, guys, for Kroger.
So IC is going again. Because the last time it tried to go, it had that ridiculous reversal. This time it's actually sustaining it, but if it's sold at 25 and 25.30 almost every single time all afternoon, like this wick is ridiculous. Yeah, am I going to take more shares? I'll definitely try to take a few more shares here if I can get them in the 14, call it like 20 to 25 range, and try to get into more of this until it actually violates and breaks 14.35, 14.40. It feels like to me it should be okay going into the close, but hey, the stock has been tricky all day long. Looks like IRNT's trying to stall out at 24 even. If it was 25, maybe I'd take a stab at it, but I'll stay out of the way of that freight train and work with IC here.
Okay, we got to find something else that's moving here. Yeah, you're already on IC there. We just talked about AMC. That's not coming into our spot there. BBIG as well, getting close as well. BBIG, Vinco Ventures, a nice little move today. A whole bunch of a whole bunch of nice moves today as we zoom back out there. 1080 or so as a bottom. We'll see what's happening right there. Back to the upside. Yeah, unfortunately, unless you have that very bottom there on Vinco Ventures, there's not much going on right now on that one. I don't have a problem looking at more names. I mean, what's going on with Apple right now is the NASDAQ continues. Yeah, it's continuing its march down. Apple closing on its lows, not good. Not good at all. So we will wait to see what is going to happen at that for the close. And then I was just looking also, I tweeted something out from Trader Stewie. We're going to see right now what's up, Trader Stewie.
I like that account.
Yeah, that's not a bad account. I know a few better ones.
Well, obviously.
But yeah, so AMD.
I said not bad.
Oh, man. Again, I can't show it to you, but AMD here I think is getting set up. We talked about, this is basing out again right here. It has that 50-period moving average. I think that we could get a nice little break here soon. And if it does happen, then this break of 111 does go back to about 120. So watch out for AMD here making moves back to the upside. So that should be a good one here for AMD. Just watch out. I think you could start loading up this one back to 100 unless you really think the market's falling. I like AMD long right now with a $5 risk.
Yeah. Oh my God. Where is it? Where is it?
What?
I'm trying to find the slap myself in the face one. I can't find the one where I slap myself in the face, so I'll just, I don't know, I'll hit this. Whatever. You found it?
No, I slapped myself, but it was on your guy.
So, I mean, I saw you guys saw someone in the chat typing ATER, it was you, Brent, ATER losing it. Yeah, that fell down a little bit. Oh, that's right. It's not top wick, but I mean, come on, that's close enough, right? So there's my level of embarrassment. I was short this one, actually liked it so much I took it twice, and then got out, stopped out when it broke the high. It actually spiked up, gave a failed break look, which usually when I got to stop, you get 13 level here, right? Like double top, you short off of this level, it retakes the top, and then immediately gives you a failed break like this. That should be signaling a re-entry into the position. If not here at like 1290, certainly back here when it's breaking that same level that I like to short before. So, I got to own up to the fact that that's a setup that I'm taking 9 times out of 10, and for whatever reason, probably the fact that I thought it would be a revenge trade, I didn't go ahead and do it. Now you're seeing ATER finally fall off. Now it's at $11. Worth noting, it's been one of the strongest stocks for weeks now. Like, this is not like a 1 or 2 day event that it's been putting on. That's your daily chart. It is a quadruple. The trend is clearly not even broken here. Probably would have to break $11, if not $10.50, to have some kind of a more clean trend break. Definitely should be on everyone's watch list for next week, but it gets below this $11 range, and there's a lot of room for ATER to come back into the downside. Speaking of things coming back into the downside, oh, I did it again. It's a NASDAQ. It's a New York stock, not a NASDAQ stock, Neil. IRNT just flushed. I thought I'd go to 25. 24.40 looks like that's going to be the new high. Right back into where I should have reversed into the long. So I'll have to stay away from this. Thought maybe it could continue to go, maybe test that 25 even. Instead, we've come right back in. Just going to hang on to that Affirm. Do this.
Hold it.
Because we got about 10 minutes until we get or 12 minutes until we get the imbalances.
Yeah.
We'll just see what happens. Like, it's enough in the money, and it's been so strong that you kind of figure, it's Friday. You think about profit taking. Again, apologize for that little weird block that I have in there. It never actually halted. You got to figure that if people are going to be taking profit, it's not just people long at like 50, 60, 70, 100. This morning dip buys. There's all kinds of traders in a firm, investors that have to be thinking about how fantastic this looks to maybe bank some of this profit when the market is looking like it wants to pull back. Some of these higher valuation names, or they don't actually make money yet, could actually end up selling off if there was a correction. So why not bank some profit is the thinking that we have, at least shorting a firm. I want to give it to the close, or at least until 350, so I want to continue to do with that. I am not putting a trailing stop in. Under normal circumstances, if this was earlier in the day, I already would have a trail, probably at about like 123 or so. I'm not going to do it just because we're so close to the end of the day. It kind of does change the risk level on it.
Yeah, I don't have any stops. I have a stop a lot higher than that. So we'll just wait to see. But we are back in the money on that Affirm. And, looks like we made the right move by holding it there. So that would be a good one there. We'll see. I wasn't going to, this is where I'd get out. So whether or not I make a good move or not, we will wait to see as the market will tell us what's going on right here. I mean, I think I should still put a bid around 120 and see what does happen there. But that's a firm right now. Not looking horrible, and I actually don't mind it. So we'll wait to see now where we go. That's AFRM. Not much happening. Oh, someone wants to ask me, yeah, what's up, Josh? I see you there. Let's talk about AI quickly. That's going to be C3 AI. Why would we be worried about this one for Monday? I think they've already reported. I think it was a pretty good report there for C3 AI. If you look at a daily chart here, as we zoom back out, this name's gotten killed, but it was a great IPO, actually. Those of you that know C3 AI, it had some nice moves back and forth, and, up to the upside, 180, like, wow. This is the thing, man. Like, when there's these flushes happening, it's just people that are caught up here. Like, right now, you're just holding the bag. And I don't feel bad, but this is a good opportunity for traders to take advantage of some of these downward moves, right? People are going to hold, so I don't think there's going to be too much more selling on names like this. We're right at the 50-period moving average, so that's something that that I like. And I don't see why you can't really look at C3 AI here. We just did hold, and it's a good call. Thanks for bringing it up. It's in the right space. I love data. I love all that kind of stuff. You talked about UiPath. UiPath came out with bad report as well, but that didn't stop my aunt there, Kathy, from starting to buy that thing up more and more and more. So UiPath, C3 AI, I think they're all in the same spot. So I would rather wait for it to break 54, but if you like this name, you can get in right now. And this is not, I don't have as much confidence in this trade as we did in a firm, but that was off earnings. So right now I like AI, and again, I'll stamp that one too. I like the long. If it breaks through 54, that's not a bad trade.
Absolutely. And look, I'm still in that Affirm, and that IC is starting to make some, I'll call them power moves the wrong way here, back into the upside. So we do have to watch out for this IC. It looks like it's going to be a bit of a dangerous game here, as I want to make sure that I don't give it all the way to that 1440 area, because this could get real ugly real quick, and it looks like it's going to be holding up under some strength. So I'm going to tighten things up. I'm not going to take any more shares. We're going to go with like a 14 even stop on this.
All right. Same. I guess that just didn't come out the right way, did it? Okay, we're going to look at here some imbalances in Toronto. T-God, there's nothing on there really that's too much of an interest to me. A couple M's there. CNQ, we can look at that name and see what's happening, as that's probably getting flushed out as well right now. CNQ, let's just wait to see what's happening with that. This is a daily chart. We don't want to see that. Yeah, so there's the gap down. So 42.60 down to 42.50 there on CNQ. So watch out below on that name, as that's starting to make some moves to the downside there. Canadian National Resources there. No, that's not it. It's just CNQ. So so Canadian, that's right, Canadian National. So we'll watch out for CNQ to go to the downside. Still making some moves. A firm bouncing around. I don't know. It's like the only position I'm worried about right now. And by worried, I mean not really worried, but it is making that move. We could see is AMC doing anything for us right now as well? AMC NY 50. We have our bids down below at 50.20. Come on, about 50.25 down here. So I guess we can always wait for that to happen. AMC looking like it wants to make some moves here. I don't think so though. Down to 50. Yeah, we only have 9 minutes before the imbalance is. Everything okay?
Yeah, I'm canceling my GameStop.
Okay.
You probably don't want to take this break at this point with only 15 minutes to go. It just bounced off of 190 on GameStop, so I think it's very unlikely that even if I got that break, I probably wouldn't like it at that moment. So, it's a decent chance that it could still flush. I mean, the market's still going down, all the conditions are there, but if I don't think the follow-through, the upside, in this case it'll actually be downside, if the potential is not going to be there, either time-wise or just how far you think it'll go, or not being able to hold it into the aftermarket, then there's no way I want to take a break. It's way too late in the day to be banking on a breakout or a breakdown in this particular case. So I needed that reminder, because I actually had left that stop order in there and had it completely, not ignored it, just completely forgot about it, to be honest with you. I was watching IRNT a little bit here as, oh my goodness. Before the close, just once can I type it in and actually put .ny? Goodness.
Probably not.
Probably not. But this is still holding up. I kind of thought that was going to be a capitulation flush. Turns out that clearly was not the case. It ends up bouncing off that 2250. Still looks like it wants to hold up. It's hard for me to to say anything ridiculously positive about the stock, but I mean, stocks with a $2 or $4 billion valuation shouldn't be doing things like this. It does look like it's trying to get off the schneid. It got cut in half and then holds up all week at like 17, or for a couple of days in a row at 17, and is now making a secondary push. Next week, you better be watching this level here at 27, 28, 29. In the post-market even, if it makes a post-market run, I would watch out for 27 or 28 if you happen to be trading it and just want to try to hit one of those Friday home runs. I'm not sure that's going to be there, but stranger things certainly have happened, so you never really know.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, we're going to look at one more thing here. I did want to say thank you so much here to Mr. Dan Duval here. Great community, great moderators, great. That's Valeria. What's up, Valeria? Great on-air talent. Oh, come on, Affirm. Great IT and AV experts, much appreciated. Yeah, I mean, thank you so much. We have some of our IT team working on things right now for us. So, I mean, it's just fantastic. And, you know, it makes what Neil and I do is great. But, I mean, without the show and everybody working in the background, we simply don't have the capabilities of doing said show. A big shout out to Mark, who just stepped in the building as well. Thanks for all the help from Mark and from Rob. They know who they are. You do not know who they are. Actually, Rob,
I'm not sure what they're doing right now.
Rob was one time on our show. This is about the time yesterday where Randy flipped out because my computer completely crashed.
Right.
We were watching that highlight earlier. You know, today when we were doing the trade of the day, which is going to be on Affirm. So you guys can definitely watch out for Affirm.
Shouldn't have. Oh, it doesn't say held.
Hold it.
Whatever.
Hold it. Should not have held it there, Neil. So now we're up to 124, Neil. You told me to hold this thing in a threatening tone, and now I am still up a lot of money on Affirm.
Yeah, it's it's like trade your own book. I thought it'd be worth it to hold into the. I mean, it's still 5 minutes away from the New York imbalances. NASDAQ New York imbalances come out, and Affirm's decided to bounce. The market. I mean, the market's still at the lows, which you thought would have worked in favor of this rollover, still going in and bouncing here. I like the fact that it's still in the money is okay. A lower high here still gives you a chance for a bit of a flush. Just thought there'd be some profit taking. I still am in this IC, but as I mentioned, I did tighten up the stop a little bit. So, I'm not going to be giving it all the way to 14.15. I'm actually sitting just above this 14.10 area. So 14.15 is my stop. You know what? I might just get out of this manually. If I'm still in this and it can't seem to flush, I'll probably just punch out of it before 350. Not wanting to hold it into the final 10 minutes.
You don't want to hold it. Okay, so we are going to get ready now eventually to think about what to do with the firm. SoFi, let's check out SoFi. We haven't traded that today, but there it is. Okay, so we'll see here. It's not up 34%. That would be amazing if SoFi was up 33% because it's down 3%. So SoFi today, and again, this is what I need to pay more attention to SoFi, and this is why. I mean, look at these barcodes here. Like, if it breaks to the upside, great, we take the long. And if it breaks down right here, then we can take the short. Like, it's kind of an easy trade here. So a little bit surprised that we didn't do more damage here on SoFi. But again, we didn't do any damage at all. Didn't notice it. But let's keep this in mind here. As SoFi's back down to some levels that we've talked about in the past. I still think that this 14 is a great long. I'm still stuck long like 18 or 19, like into this move. I think it's 18.90, something like that, right here before this epic flush back down. So I think we've got to start buying some more SoFi. I'm just into PaySafe now. And if SoFi is getting wrecked, I can't even imagine. Probably PaySafe is as well right now. I still think that one of these names, it's not going to be SoFi. It's going to be PaySafe is going to get, and that's because I am long PaySafe. So, we can declare that. But, again, I just think that PaySafe has just been beaten down too much. There's a lot of transactions over here. And if you can get this even right now, I mean, this is another good opportunity, in my opinion, to buy this thing. I mean, it could go to zero. I don't know. But again, another 4% down. Man, a lot of these growth plays just continue to get smacked. That's why we did dump some DraftKings. We have a couple good videos coming out this weekend as well. So Stay tuned for that.
100%. And some people are like, yeah, get out of the Affirm. At this point, it's already sort of bounced here. If it either goes back above the key level, that 125, I can cancel this stop. It either breaks this 125, it's kind of binary, or we can hold it into that last 10 minutes of the session and retest the lows. I wouldn't let it get to 121.50 again, where it had this breakup, and then that's where it bounced a couple of times where we were getting out. I wouldn't let it, sort of get to that level without taking the profit at this particular point, because that would just be stupid. But we'll give it some room to run. Still 2.5 minutes to go. Support is still sort of grinding to the downside, as I notice here. Got away from looking at this stock and probably was worth it to just short it, but it's actually I mean, it's right here. This was the low on after the halt down, the absolute bottom of this move. I didn't quite get it. It was 21.14. My best out was in front of the quarters because obviously I bid in front of the quarters, literally 21.26. But it's starting to come down here. It's holding up for now, but this one is another one that if you look in the aftermarket, if it takes out that bottom, I wouldn't be too surprised to see this stock put a bit of a move on support. It's short sell restricted, by the way, so even if you wanted to hit the bid, if it had broken the low, you probably weren't going to be getting it anyways, as thin as the stock has been trading. But yeah, support, I guess it was a sell the news event because the merger vote did go through today. I see someone asking, Canadian investor, thoughts on Dede? It broke the level that I liked. I can tell you that much this morning, and that's sort of obvious. I'll go to the 15 here. It broke the level that I want to say in love with, but I really like this level off of 875, 880. We had the long in front of it and got a bunch out, then it eventually broke the low. I haven't done anything with it since. I kind of felt like below that price, you really have to be waiting around for it to get down to $8. I mean, that's sort of the most obvious thing is like it getting back into $8, 10% retracement. I'll stay away from these names until there's a reason to get into it on the long side or a reason to have confidence in the level. I felt like that was at least a shot today off of 8 and it gave you a nice trade. It just couldn't extend through. Like it was basically a 10, 15 cent winner at absolute best on Dede. And I'd hold off until it gets to $8 even thinking about the long.
Yeah, I just want to watch AMC, not doing too much here. Peloton, Peloton did come down, and it's just we don't have that short. I wish we had it. We did talk about Peloton. I think this is, again, a name that probably comes back a little bit here into reality a little bit, and I want to buy it. So I want to buy this thing like 104, 105. If we can get it down here, I think that's good. Look at Peloton here in the afternoon, just what we thought a firm might do, Peloton's doing. That was a great short, even right there when we started the show at 117. I wish I would have been more aggressive. I know we talked about it, but definitely did not take it. So that would have been a nice one to hit there for Peloton. And now you're bouncing right off VWAP. So if you are short Peloton off some of that talk early, this is again with only 10 minutes left. A good time to get out. Let's show up the imbalances here, as I know a lot of you like to watch some of these. Okay, I have no idea what SABR is for right now. U.S. Steel's on here, of course. A lot of these are going to be sell side. Microsoft on the sell side. My chart didn't change there, but there's Microsoft. Ooh, wow, Microsoft today. Look at this. Wow. I wish I would have noticed that one as well. I mean, that's just the NASDAQ. Look at the NASDAQ now down 1%. Apple must just be getting killed right now. Is Apple even on here? Here, there's a small little, well, actually not really. Microsoft actually much more aggressive to the downside than Apple, but I guess that is due to the price of that name. So Apple downside here, Cisco, Microsoft. That's about it. Here's USC. That's only a $25 name. This is the big one actually on the imbalance because look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Big move to the downside because when you have 1.5 million shares of Microsoft or 1 million shares of Microsoft, that's a big order, right? So into $300. Big move, big flush down from Mr. Softy today. Only down 0.4, but wow, what a flush from 300 down to 295.
And of course, this is what you get for holding it. Yeah, here comes a firm. Probably definitely look to give horse mouth on that one. At this point, with this much time left, I'm actually not even going to use the stop order because I'm just down to the one position. Yeah, so I can just get up manually, right? So I'll allow to see it maybe trade back up into the 125 area. It got 84 short here. Don't want it to last to turn into a loser. Clearly would have been much better to get out at the bottom. Yeah, I get it. I'll definitely learn from that one. It's a Friday. Should I have expected a bigger move? Part of the reason why I liked holding it was the fact that the market was coming off, right? So, a lot of times something's moving to the beat of its own drum, and that's obviously clear. In this particular case, that was too much to overcome for a firm, and the buyer stepped up heavy on this name. Although I will say this, and I think I mentioned this to Sterling. I don't know if Sterling Silver's on the chat. I was telling him, man, if this thing gets anywhere near 130, I'm selling in the long-term account for sure. And I love a firm long-term. It's just at some point you got to sell these things. If they make moves like this, if it comes down to like 123, I'll probably take it off here, just sort of bag whatever we can get out of it. If we can get another 50, 60 pennies out of the rest of this trade, be happy with that.
Yep. Yeah. Don't worry. Be happy. As we're gonna put yeah, exactly. Bobby McFarlane or whatever I think his name is. Yeah. We're gonna wait for that 125 and change there because it's the weekend. So get ready. Get all hyped about that. Friday. I think there was a song Friday, something like that. That's what it is today, and we're super excited for the weekend. NFL football is back in the building. So that was a great game last night, and we look for more on Sunday. So that should be fun. And then if you're into college, of course, that's tonight and and tomorrow. So that should be fun as well. For me, not so much. I mean, I do follow the NFL a lot more than the NCAA.
Michigan State stole a running back from Wake Forest, man. He's legit.
Yeah, okay, so Michigan State, maybe make some moves there. More on the basketball side for those guys, I guess.
That's true.
Okay, 25, just to see Microsoft starting to pair off right now. So I do expect the NASDAQ to pop a little bit here as some of these names starting to pair off. I don't even see Apple anymore on here. There's a small little softy there. So the NASDAQ could pop as some of these go the other way right now. But other than that, I don't see anything. Yum China here, Yum C is there. Other than that, though, not much else. WFC, blah, 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 as we go. So it doesn't look like the imbalances will be too much today. It's 353, so right now we don't have too much more to go. I'm just waiting for this Affirm. It's going to do obviously one of two things here. We either get out at 25 or we get out here at 122 something. We'll wait to see if it does fall down, but right now it's looking like, darn it, we just took $1 on that last piece there, on the first piece, and we should have took that $4. Looks like we're going to come back up to 125, and if it does, we'll get out for flat. So still a win for Affirm, but yeah, we did get a little bit greedy there at the end of the day.
Yeah, there's definitely some green on there, and it is what it is. Also, opportunity cost things that you trade. I was telling Trey, he's like, thanks for the look on the read on Moderna. I'm like, I wish I had actually listened to myself and traded it instead of focusing on things like IC, which, by the way, I did have to get out, and like I said, I tightened the stop up. Looking at the higher time frame, just to remind everybody where this stock has come from and why I really actually like that short down here. I just thought there was so much room. It kind of felt like, and every time it would spike up, like it was just huge selling candles that were coming in here, and yet no follow through. So this is definitely going to be on the radar for next week, and I'm not going to be like automatically on the south side of trading it, although that's kind of where I'm leaning off of these levels, but I don't think you can get pigeonholed only that direction the way it's been holding up all afternoon. Support actually made a fresh low here at 21. That continues to the downside. Like I said, not taking a break of the low of the day on a stock at 350, but support continues to fall. Now down 19%.
Yeah, and this is what I want to talk about because I just looked at AI, and thanks to Brendan, I didn't even see the note till just now. They already reported on September 1st, right? So we've already been there with AI. But look what happens when the NASDAQ starts to bleed. This is what I'm talking about with some of these names. You got to be very, very careful about picking tops and picking bottoms on these names. If the NASDAQ, if you feel like we're about to swing to some lows here and the September effect, I mean, here's the triple Qs, again, coming through on the NASDAQ. And yeah, we talked about this earlier. Brendan we kind of made some jokes earlier on, and we said, was that the dip? And that was before today, right? So now I can see that we have a little bit of a dip here. But when you're talking about this, 385 was the high, or 383. Now you're down to 375 or 376. So this really, I think you can retrace. We've seen things pull back to the 50 period before. We are well extended. I mean, we extended there. We're well extended here. So, I mean, a dip down would be kind of nasty. But if we can get I'm kind of expecting one, so watch out for the triple Qs. The NASDAQ's not done if you're thinking that, hey, wow, what a big move this was. And it just goes back to remind me to something that I thought was pretty cool that I tweeted out just yesterday, and people had a good laugh on it on the early show, so we'll show it again just in case you weren't watching. But how true is this, I was saying, right? Crypto versus stocks, like stock traders, like right now we're like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Stocks are down 0.78 right now, right? And this is us, like, oh my God. And then when crypto traders make a move, that 40 is probably too much, but down 15%, we're like, oh, no big deal, right? Neil called this brandy, hold my brandy.
Someone was saying it's sherry. Apparently he drinks sherry in the movie. I don't remember that.
We'd have to look back at
someone said that's what it was.
Yeah, so good call. So not far off with the brandy, actually, after all. So here we go. There is a bigger move coming, I do think, in the NASDAQ, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do retrace back to about 370 or so. So that's what my expectations are. Okay, we can take another $1 right now on Affirm. I don't know if you got out.
I covered, man.
You covered. So Affirm right now, nice move to the downside into the close. That's a good little level here, 123. Let's stick a bid there and see if we get a flush in the next 3 minutes. Maybe we'll get lucky enough to get 123, and then we can make $2 on it. Not bad. Our max was 4. We'll take 2 if we can get it.
Yeah, I might as well, guys. So I'm going to stay flat to the end of the day. With 2.5 minutes to go, the trade of the day is going to be on Affirm. Yep. Sean will be giving that one to you guys. Of course, and we said it in the morning show, everyone would remember what tomorrow is going to be, it being September 11th, right. The day that everyone sort of remembers, especially if you're in finance. So, hopefully remember it in your own way and tribute to all the people that, not only gave their lives, but, are still feeling the effects of that.
And it continues, right? A big shout out to everybody just protecting your city, our country, any country you're in. A big shout out to all those in uniform, period. Doctors, nurses, anybody. Right now, it's been very, very important. Police, fire, everything. I mean, the world is a crazy, crazy place, and without the protection and the support, I mean, I don't know where we'd be. So a big shout out to everybody out there that has members, you know, military or anything in their family, or maybe you are one as well. So everybody, all thoughts out, especially right now as we approach September 11th. Okay. We're getting ready to end the show, man. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to get that flush. It doesn't look like it. We may have to punch out at some point. Okay, X still there. Just looking back here to see if there's anything that's popping out that's like kind of like catching our feels here, and I don't really see anything.
I'm just going to watch IRNT, see what this does at the close.
Yeah, okay, so we're still at that dollar in the money. Let's just cover this right now with a minute and a half to go. I guess there's really no earnings heading into Monday. There never normally is. Nope. We're getting through the earnings season right now, so we don't have too much of that to recap, but stay tuned for the trade of the day. I want to give a big shout out to Pratt and Miss V as well for a great job on memes and movers today.
Yeah, it was a great show. I mean, it's always a great show, but it was definitely a great one today. Trader Pratt, who is not at least still sitting over there, probably focused on whatever he's doing at
really
the particular
focused.
close. There he is. Miss V is focused.
Are they focused? I don't know.
Like I'm literally like I'm not. This is not that they can hear me.
Yeah, we're not. We're just playing.
It's just head down, working hard because that's what they do.
I'm not sure they're hearing you at all. Actually,
I guess not, man. With 40 seconds to go here,
we'll just go Mamma Mia on the pizza because we finally. What's up, Trader Brad? Oh, we're getting close to closing the show. Don't worry about it.
Oh, that's why. Got to ring the bell.
There it is, guys. We just took about $1.50 off right there. We take it out at 123.50, so that's a good one for us on a firm to finish the day.
100%. And with about 20 seconds to go, Ms. V is going to be on the bell. Unfortunately, she's not wearing green. So, I mean, you saw what happened to the market here, Valeria. I'm just going to throw that one out there. Market down 0.7% for now. Drop the countdown in. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's see what she does.
All right. See, that's why. She has her AirPods in. So that's why when we yelled to her, we can't. Okay, yeah, wow, something big time there happening on the close. So, yeah, let's go see how we finished up. I have a feeling it's not in the green.
Might have been red, maybe.
It was very exciting for Pratt, apparently, but yeah, in the red, guys. I just checked. Officially, we are now 2.15% off all-time highs. So, context, right? Here we go, about 0.8 for the S&P, 0.65 there, the Dow, 0.8-ish. For the NASDAQ as well. But yeah, overall, 2.15% now off all-time highs for the S&P. So as Sean was saying, there's still room potentially for this to continue.
I mean, Ethereum right there down 3.5%, right? I mean, if the market was down 3.5%, we'd be cracking those bottles over our heads right now. But that's not.
No, I hope not.
No, we wouldn't be doing that. But you know, it was a bit of good week. I did want to thank you.
That was really sick timing, guys.
What happened?
No, I did this just joking around. They actually got, they caught me.
Did they?
Yeah,
Okay, good job. Let's wrap this up, guys. Let's get you guys out of here. Thank you to Maggie and to, who is that over there? Lucas. What's up, Lucas? Thank you so much.
Nice sweater.
Yeah, exactly. Big time over there. You can't really see them, but we do like that view. It just shows you know, the production and the quality that's over there. But thank you so much to the team today. It's been a good one. Thank you to Miss V. Thank you to Miss Trader Pratt, who's back over there. There he is. Now he's in chill zone right now because it's 4 o'clock. So now it's time to chill. So I'm with you guys. We'll chill out after the show. Pratt, Miss V, everybody. Should be a good one. Enjoy your Fridays. Have a good weekend. Have a safe weekend. For everybody here at Trader TV Live, we will catch you on Monday. And thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys. The wine's on Sean.